Did you know that the transition of My Little Pony A New Generation brought some surprising changes for the character that we love and care? I will reveal shocking details that will make your jaw drop. Hey beautiful people, I'm Julie. Stay with me and find out how those lovely ponies evolved and what this means to the new series. 1. Sunny Starscout. Everyone here has a clear image of Sunny in their head. The orange earth pony with a pink stripe in the mane and a very uplifting personality. Kind of a mix between Pinkie Pie and Twilight Sparkle. But originally, she had her lookings really different. Instead of a dreamier, adventurous pony that we got, her first version portrayed her as some sort of inventor or mechanic, with those goggles and everything, in a steampunk vibe. This concept would give us possibilities for a much more interesting story, where Sunny would be involved in technology and experiments, which, who knows, could have changed the way that she sees the world and fights for her ideas. In this picture right here, that the editor will kindly put on the screen for you guys, we can see that they even thought of a yellow mane version. And the pigtails on her hair, oh my god, that's so cute. I think that they give so much juvenile look and innocent vibe to her. In the movie, she remains as someone with a lot of hope, but her visual changed a lot to the final cut. 2. Argyle Starshine. Sunny's father, Argyle, also went through some changes. Although his basic design remained almost identical, his original colors changed a lot. Instead of the light blue tone that we see in the movie, he had a much more similar look to his daughter Sunny, and at the end of the day, they would end up giving Sunny's appearance traits to her mom instead. His beard also changed a little. In these first designs, he reminds me a mix between the chops from the Stabbington brothers beards from Tangled and the Finn beard from the First Time Dad that doesn't sleep for days. But that's just my impression of it. I rather his beard full. His final color palette gave him a much more amicable look, aligning it better from his warm and wise personality. 3. Sprout Cloverleaf. Now let's talk about Sprout. In the movie, he is a typical sloppy villain, but did you know that his first version was really different? The original idea for Sprout is to put him as a villain for someone more confident and manipulative. Look at this picture of a concept art for him with a mean vibe, almost like a dark version of what we saw on screen. He would have a much more serious and threatening role, which would change a lot of his presence in the movie, but in the end, the Sprout that we know ends up being more funny and less threatening. But it would be interesting to have seen this darker version of him, right? If you agree with me, leave a like in this video. 4. Hitch Trailblazer. Sheriff Hitch was one of the characters that least got changes in the design, but instead, his first version showed him with a much simpler design, which gives the impression of big bro of the group. He would still have the same vibrant colors but in blue, with the same main style but also in blue, with some lighter stripes, which reminds me of a storm cloud. Maybe in this version he would have an explosive personality? I'm just kidding. But his personality seems a little different too. In the final cut, his personality is more extroverted and funnier, bringing balance to the main crew. And honestly, I like him more with the orange and white colors and the blue mane. 5. Izzy Moonbow. Izzy went through a significant change since her initial concepts. Actually, I think that she was the one that had the most different designs compared to the final version. In the movie, Izzy is happy and full of energy, but initially she would be more relaxed and spiritual, giving a tree hugger vibe. She would still be creative, but in a more introspective way, which could bring a new dynamic to the group. But about her appearance, we can clearly see that the creators had some issues to come up with the final design. In this one, she had the same color palette as Izzy we know, but with round glasses and a braid that I think they gave up and gave it to Sunny instead. And I found this version of her very cute. There's also this version with green and cyan tones, and she would have a super straight mane and a very cute mane style. In this version, we can see that the designers were going for a more feminine and delicate vibe for Izzy, probably less cheering than the final version. And there's still a version that it seems to be a definite for some time, where she appears with a group of friends that are also unused designs. In this version, she would be purple as well, with some lighter spots and straight hair. I think that from this point, the designers knew what they were going for. 6. Zipp Storm. Okay, this one scared me a little. Did you know that Zipp has a drastic change in personality and visual? In the movie, she is brave and determined, bringing a lot of Rainbow Dash personality back. But in the early concepts, Zipp is even more rebellious pony, with a different appearing look. Look at this version, all pink. The idea is that she would be the youngest of the group, with a more challenging attitude. In the final version, she is still a leader, but with a more balanced behavior and visual. We can see that the creators of the show really wanted her to be pink, really pink. But at the end of the day, they went for white. The design is tiring to look at. Thank God that this design didn't make it. I don't like it at all. 7. Pipp Petals. And still in pink, Pipp also went for some interesting changes. In her first version, she wanted to be a popular figure, but with a more casual and unpretentious attitude. She would have a pink color similar to her sister's one, with a curled blonde mane, very different from the final version. Her only concept showed that Pipp maybe never wanted to be famous and tried to run away from it, blending with other ponies with simpler clothes. And even so that Pipp's final version still is famous, I think that I'd rather see her have a low profile style, because honestly, she pisses me off sometimes, with that cell phone being addicted to the cell phone in many episodes. What a nice example for the kids, Hasbro. At the end of the day, the result was balanced between the glamorous and relaxed parts. 8. Alphabittle. Alphabittle is a charismatic bar owner in Bridlewood, and he had a much different concept in the earlies. Instead of being a wise and greedy merchant, he would be a much more deep and mythic character, almost like a mentor. Look at this drawing of him, giving a Rafiki vibe from The Lion King. He would be blind and live isolated in a cave, serving as a guiding figure to others, but in the end, he became one of the most fun and light characters in the movie. But his initial concept would have brought a much more mysterious atmosphere to him. But hey, did you know that My Little Pony: A New Generation went through so much changes? Do you prefer the older version rather than the new one that we saw in the characters today? Comment down below for me. Thank you a lot for watching this video till here, and hasta la vista!